Alright, so today we will be covering the topic analeptics. So we are discussing veterinary pharmacology. A topic which we were discussing was respiratory pharma. So this is the continuing lecture, analeptics. So analeptics are drugs which are used to stimulate respiration and have resuscitative value in respiratory depression, coma and unconsciousness. Okay. So analeptic, this term is derived from a Greek word that is analeptikos, which means resuscitative. So these are drugs which are used to stimulate respiration. So if there are any case of respiratory depression, is there any case of coma, is there any case of unconsciousness? So in these three cases, these drugs are used in order to stimulate the respiration, and so that the animal can be resuscitated. Okay. Okay. Now we'll talk about the general mechanism of action of analeptics, and this mechanism of action just belongs to all the types of analeptic which we will be studying. So general mechanism of action, analeptic acts on the brainstem. Okay. So first point you need to understand here is analeptic acts on brainstem, and on the brain, since they are acting on brainstem, these are also called brainstem stimulants. Okay. So that I have written here, brainstem stimulants, because they act on brainstem. Okay. And the brainstem, they stimulate the vital center located in medulla. Okay. So the medulla is a part of brainstem, and analeptics act on brainstem. So thus the analeptics are also called brainstem stimulants. Okay. Okay. So now, how do they stimulate respiration? So they stimulate respiration by either stimulating brainstem directly or by stimulating the chemoreceptor at the carotid and aortic bodies. Okay. So there are two mechanisms by which analeptics work. So mechanism of action. What is the mechanism of action of analeptics? So analeptics, these work by acting on the brainstem. Since they are acting on brainstem, thus they are called brainstem stimulants. They will act on brainstem and they will stimulate vital centers in the medulla, and thus these analeptics function by two ways: either by stimulating the vital centers at the medulla, or by stimulating the carotid and aortic bodies receptor at the carotid and aortic bodies. Okay, so these are two mechanisms. All right. So now we'll study classification of analeptics. So classification of analeptics can be divided into two categories: specific and non-specific analeptics. Okay. So specific analeptics include these drugs: doxaparan, nicotinamide, bemigride, clopropamide, cotitimide, imifenazole, etamivan. Okay. So specific analeptics and non-specific analeptics. Specific analeptics include doxaparan, nicotinamide, and then we have got bemigride, then we have clopropamide, then we have cotitimide, then we got imifenazole, and lastly we have got etamivan. Okay. So these are the following drugs which are included in the specific analeptics. Okay. These are drugs which are included in the specific analeptics, and last we have second category, we have non-specific analeptics. Okay. So non-specific analeptics include these four categories, which can be converted into 5 categories as well, because we can change into gaseous and respiratory, and we can make them as separate categories, but they can be kept as in the same category as well. Okay. So methylxanthine, gaseous and respiratory, and opioid antagonist, and alpha-adrenergic agonist and antagonist. So these are 5 categories of four categories of non-specific analeptics. Okay. So methylxanthine include diprophyllene, aminophylline, and tamifylline. Gases include CO2 gas, and respiratory irritants include ammonia gas. Opioid antagonists include naloxone, butorphanol, buprenorphine, and alpha adrenoceptor antagonists. So this includes yohimbine and tolazolene. Okay. So what is the meaning of alpha adrenoceptor antagonist? See, alpha adrenoceptor antagonist means that they will be producing the function opposite to that of antagonist. That of the hormones which will be binding to the alpha receptors. Alpha belongs to adrenergic. Alpha is a type of adrenergic receptor, that is adrenoceptor. Okay, so adrenergic receptor. Okay, so that is the meaning. So these